short video just showing some of the snap tools that you have in AutoCAD. Um, you'll notice if I take a drawing tool over here, okay, I can draw lines. Right now I've got it set to snap and it only draws lines vertically and horizontally. So see, if I'm even down here with my cursor, it'll stay horizontal and eventually it moves down to stay vertical. Okay, so if you want to draw only horizontal and vertical, that snap is right here. It's called ortho mode. Okay, if you turn it off, then you can go anywhere you want. Okay, you can tell it's off because it's light gray. I wish they would make these like red and green instead of light gray and slightly darker gray. But right now it's light gray. If I turn it on, it's on. This right here is my object snap, which is super handy. So you can see it's dark gray. So if I come over here and hover on a line, it snaps to the endpoint, it'll snap to a midpoint, it'll snap to a perpendicular line. Like right there, you can see a little perpendicular symbol. So it's really handy. I almost always have object snap on. If I turn it off, now you can maybe see that it's light gray. Now it no longer snaps. Okay. If you're purely doing numeric input, you usually want it to snap like horizontal because buildings tend to be rectangular. So you might turn on this object snap and then you can come over here and you can type in a distance. But at some point you're going to start drawing in relation to existing lines, and that's when you almost always want this on, this maybe on, maybe off. Okay, and that's where you got your snap tools. There are other tools in here that you can use. I rarely use, honestly, many of these tools. There's a grid snap, which can be handy. You can turn on the grid. See, if I turn that grid on, I can see it. You can snap it to the grid, but that's rarely used, honestly, in architecture because quickly you get really restrictive and it's just a pain if you have any sort of angles in your building. But it can be useful. Turn on the grid, turn off the grid, snap it to the grid, snap it off. This again is ortho mode where you're purely drawing horizontally and vertically. This I think connects, like will snap to certain angles, like 15-degree angles, but I rarely use it. So you can play with those and see what you need. But most important of all, I would think, is this object snap. Turn it on, turn it off. And then often the ortho mode, which snaps it vertical and horizontal. Okay, that's it.